personal life and your work life. And so for a while now, we've been talking about a really interesting approach to doing this, where we're actually to make a virtual machine for the phone and deliver a full virtual phone. This is part of the suite. It's called Horizon Mobile, and it's alive and well. There's actually some great announcements coming out relatively soon. But what's been interesting, when I go out and talk to a number of customers, they say, you know, that is a great solution for Android, but I have another phone that I want you to work with. What do you think that is? Windows Phone, exactly. No, actually, it's iOS. And so we've been thinking about it quite a bit. What can we do for iOS? And today we're announcing a different sort of container that we can deliver in this environment, one that fits the Apple model a little bit better. And that's around wrapping applications in a new type of container that can keep them safe, isolated, and put policies around them as well. And this is very important in the overall solution. It allows you to deploy applications into the iOS device, but you can make sure that the data stays encrypted, the networking goes to an encrypted link. You can even do things like not allow cutting and pasting and other policies in place. So I thought now we could just take a moment and have Ben show us what the new iOS container looks like.
Thanks, Steve. So we have here our typical iPhone, and we're going to do another BYOD type scenario. And in this case, you know, the first thing we see when we look at the iOS screen is this is a very important dichotomy here. Here's the page of applications that every end user thinks is the most important page on their smartphone, right? So we have, in here we have our personal lives, we have our social networks, so let's click into that. And we can see that in this BYOD scenario, the personal application performs exactly like I would expect it to. I click on it, it launches, I see my data. So let's go back to our main screen, and we'll swipe over to the screen that you guys think is the most important thing on their iPhone, which are the corporate applications. And in this case, we have all our corporate applications here inside of this folder. Now these corporate applications, one of the things you'll notice is they have a little badge on them. We actually call it a beard. It's a little icon that denotes that these applications are being managed by Horizon Mobile. What's also important to understand here is that these apps are in a container, so they're secure. They're protected from anything else running on the phone, including the personal apps. So now we're going to click through here, and we're going to go into our app catalog. As you remember during our earlier demo, we entitled the user to Salesforce. So here it shows up inside of our app catalog. Let's add it. And we'll see the process that automatically Horizon will go and deploy it. So just like the experience with the normal Apple App Store, it works the same with the app catalog. Once again, we see the beard, which denotes that it's a Horizon managed application. We're going to move it back into our folder. Now the behavior of the applications is going to be a little bit different. So just like we expected the behavior on our personal applications to start right away, our behavior on our corporate application is going to be a little different. So let's click on the mail application. And we can see here that Horizon is prompting you to authenticate before it lets you use this mail application. Let's go ahead and do that authentication. And we'll go in here and we'll click on an email, because there's something interesting here. So this is an email I received telling me that they're going to give me some confidential information. Now you notice I opened this email earlier on my desktop. When I opened it on my desktop, I saved it into my Horizon data folder, because by virtue of doing that, it'll now be available to me on my mobile device here in this secure container. So if I go here and I try to open it, what we'll see is that I see this secure information I'm not supposed to share. So like any good user that, of course, follows all corporate policies, what am I going to do? I'm going to go copy this information. And of course, I have no malicious intent whatsoever. This is all simply an accident. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go paste it inside of a different application so that I can use it later. So in this case, we'll go into Evernote, we'll open up a note, and we'll paste this information. Or maybe not. Because even though I conveniently forgot about the corporate policy, Horizon didn't. And as a result, we can actually control what goes on both inside the workspace and what goes on outside the workspace.
Very cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is exciting for a couple of different reasons. One is we're certainly recognizing that there are different containerization technologies. They're both intended to really keep your applications safe, but allow IT to have policies around them to make them protected from a device where you're most likely mixing personal life with work life. And what's also exciting is that from Horizon's standpoint, this is yet another type of application that it can manage and bring policies to. As you saw before, we can do that for your existing VDI desktops. We can do it for SaaS apps. Now we're showing a couple ways to do it for mobile applications, and we even showed how you can do it for XenApp. So it's really important that this has an extensible architecture. It can become the place where you have one tool, again, instead of a hodgepodge of different tools to do all these different cases.